How's my nose? Well, thank you for watching the replay. So this is Monica Kiyosaki, image and brand strategist. And today I want to talk to you about actually one of my favorite topics. And this is SelfMagic and the SelfMagic method. It's something I originated. And I usually talk about it among people that know me and know about my work. And I haven't been doing enough of this kind of introductory, like little chats about it. So although my voice is not great today, I have a little cold, but I just felt really in the mood to do that. So here I am. So what is SelfMagic? So how does it work? So SelfMagic branding is composed of two main things. And one is the practice of self-portraits, taking your own self-portraits. And the other thing is color. So we're working with those two things. And let me, I'm going to start with one and move to the other. So the idea for self-portraits, when it comes to branding, it has two reasons for it. One is first of all, you need imagery. So when you create imagery, you have imagery. So that's one thing. But the other thing is that you need to see yourself. And I didn't say that already, but we're talking about SelfMagic branding is a branding method that is ideal for those that are doing business online, that they have to go through this experience of exposing themselves and being seen and sharing all sorts of things about themselves, whether they feel comfortable about it or not. So they have to do some inner work when it comes to visibility, but also they want to stand out and attract and get attention so people can actually see them, especially since today, no matter what market you're into, it's very saturated. So, this is what, these are the kind of people SelfMagic branding is for. And actually, maybe that's a good place to say it right here, that it's also for people sometimes who either have a strong voice, but they don't have a strong visual to go with it. So maybe they have ideas, maybe they're developing methods themselves, they have opinions, they have, really, they have the vision, but it's only words and they don't have like a captivating image or visual, to go with it. Or on the other side, it can be with people that they really want to come out with their work, with their gifts, but they're somehow being held back. This whole thing of visibility is really driving them nuts. It's very difficult for them. It's oppressing. It stops them. It makes them hide. It becomes a huge block. So these kind of people need some extra work when it comes to learn to unhide themselves and really bring themselves and their work out to the world. And actually, one of the things that I've been talking about long time ago, because I started my way as an artist, that I brought my art to the internet. And for a long time, I didn't have any desire to be seen myself. I just wanted my art to be seen. I wanted people to appreciate my art, to buy my art, to whatever my art, but I didn't even think I'm part of the equation anywhere. And as I did this more and more, I started realizing some things, and it was part of my evolution. And one of the things that I suddenly started saying is that stand by your art, not behind it. So you can't anymore stand behind your work. You have to be next to it, if not in front of it, in many cases. So SelfMagic branding, SelfMagic, I also call SelfMagic Woman is like the bigger umbrella brand, and SelfMagic branding is part of it. So it helps with both things. It helps with them creating an image, creating like the storefront of branding, right? That's the attraction, that's the differentiation, that's marking your territory. Like I give a logo, like you go to the driveway, you see the McDonald's logo, you know that's McDonald's, you're gonna eat there, you know exactly what you're gonna eat. So this is like, you know, marking your territory, but also it helps you with all the, you know, the visibility things to really get used to being seen and being in this space. So when we're doing SelfMagic, the self-portraits really help with that. But then there is another component. There's a component of the color. And the color also has a few ways of using it. So, of course, one part is, as I said, to mark your territory, right? Like, you know, that, oh, red, oh, blue, oh, you know, purple, you know, this is this business or this is this business, that you can tell them apart and immediately you know who it is. But there is, with color, I'm also working, I call this the 6+1 colors. And it's a sequence of colors. And it doesn't matter, you know, which colors you like or what are the brand colors. That's not the discussion. This is a different path. It's called the color quest. And you are doing actually your self-portraits. You're doing them in those colors, one color at a time. And what that does is that these colors, they're acting like prompts, like triggers. But they're not, but because it's not just words, it's color, it's physical. So imagine yourself wearing something white and imagine yourself wearing something red. The energy, the outcome, the way you look is entirely different. So it's not just an idea that you have in your mind, oh, I'm going to do this concept, or I'm going to do this concept, or this concept. Here, the color is absolutely dictating the energy of the photo shoot. And it helps you bring out a very specific flavor, a very specific slice of a quality that you have that is related with this color. And everybody, you know, everybody's doing the same color, but they bring out different imagery. So it's actually fascinating to see how everybody's translating through color their own selves, their own experiences, their own background, their own personality, whatever they have to bring that is only theirs, okay? So this is how the colors will work with them. And of course, also work with brand colors and, you know, blah, blah, blah. But I want to show you, I'm talking now about the things that are not the usual. You know, SelfMagic branding, we're also talking about the traditional branding components, but now I want to highlight especially the things that, you know, it's only in SelfMagic branding happening, and they're not happening actually anywhere else. Like there's no other branding, you know, method that, you know, encapsulates all this. This is, by the way, absolutely 100% my original work. So, you know, it's from here. So that's it. Another thing I wanted to share with you, that when you're working, okay, so now what do? We do self-portraits, and we're dealing with these colors, that we're taking self-portraits in the colors, but there is also some inner work that the colors, you know, are allowing us to do. But the idea is really to create a never-ending bank of visual content. This is our strategy about it. So it's not that I need tomorrow, I have a campaign, I'm releasing a new course or I have a new product and I want to have, you know, some new imagery, and I'm sitting and I'm saying, what imagery can I use? You know, what can I do? You don't do that. You don't do that. You just create your ongoing bank, and then when you need something from that bank, you just take it. Yeah, just a second. That was me screaming. Guys, I am live, okay? Yeah, that's what happens when you do a live from home and your kids are like going to bed. Anyway, I'm gonna go to them in a few minutes. So where were we? The Neverending Bank, yeah. So that's the thing, you create a Neverending Bank, and then you're choosing from your plethora of imagery what is good for you to use for what you need, which is a really smart way to work, because on one hand you don't have the pressure. Every time you're creating images, you don't have the pressure. They don't have to be a certain way. They don't have to be exactly this. They don't, you're just creating. So there's like freedom also of expression, freedom of creativity. You're like you're really in creation mode, okay? But also what happens is that when you come to choose something that you need, you have unexpected solutions. You're gonna choose something that you didn't think you would make. Okay, so you have a campaign and you want to do XYZ, you would never have come up with this solution to choose from what you did. And also you have this variety that really allows you this amazing freedom, just freedom. Is that too much? Wait, I'm trying to think. Okay, another thing that I love about SelfMagic branding is that although it does touch the traditional, branding, whatever, you don't ask the usual questions, okay? So, like, what do you want? Who's your ideal client? What do you want to show to them? Where they hang out? What colors they like? You're not doing with any of these questions, because you're just bringing yourself into some sort of playful experience that makes your inner self really express and come out and communicate. You have an amazing way to communicate yourself, and that seamlessly builds on your messaging and the people you want to attract and what you want to say and all the ecosystem you're building. And it fits. It's just perfect. Like, you can't go wrong with it. Also because you're not overthinking it. Because, sometimes we're overthinking something and then by the time we're overcooked it in our mind, like, it doesn't fit. Here, this doesn't happen, because you're bringing raw expression, raw energy, creativity, play. It's 100% you. It's always relevant and it's always on point. You can't go wrong with it. So this is like, one of the things that I love about this process. Let me see what else I wanted to say. Yeah, I think that's what I wanted to say to you. Now, also the last thing is that when it comes to self-portraits, we don't pose. We play. It's a completely different experience. So it's not just, okay, just do your self-portraits in this color and that's it. No. I've put in place a very specific process of how to do your self-portraits in a way that you really express yourself, enjoy yourself, really nurture yourself, as we are doing that. So that's what I had for today. I'm running a challenge, and next week, here it is, monicaklisakis.com/pop. You can go there, you can sign up, it's free, absolutely free. And you want to come, it will be amazing. I'm going to show you some very simple and very effective ways to get some amazing imagery that are totally you and totally on brand and totally fun to do and totally everything. And can't wait to see you there. So thank you. If you have any questions, please put them below and I'll come back and answer them, because we're going to talk about this more and more now. Okay, bye there. Oops, where's the button? Yada, bye.